Hi, I'm Dave.
And I'm Becky, and we're parents to two little kids. Parenting isn't always easy. There are ups and downs, good days and bad days, days with way too much TV, and days with lots of laughter. Moments where you just feel overwhelmed, and moments where you've never felt more proud.
At the end of the day, parenting is super rewarding, but also super hard. This podcast is for all the parents out there who feel like they have no idea what they're doing, because we're right there with you. This is the Spillproof podcast. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spillproof podcast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Becky.
And we're going to be talking about traditions today.
Yeah, family traditions. And this topic actually came from one of my friends. Shout out to Abby. Thanks, Abby, for giving us this suggestion.
Yeah, so we thought we'd take the suggestion and kind of run with it and talk about some of the traditions that we have now, traditions that we'd like to have, and maybe a little bit about traditions we had growing up that we kind of brought into our current family.
Yeah, I would say a lot of our traditions that we have right now are ones that we've adopted from our childhoods growing up and that we're now like meshing together into our own family traditions. So let's start with those. They're typically holiday ones.
Yeah, I think that everyone is the go-to is the holiday. So, you know, traditions, when you first thing you think of is like family gatherings, holidays, because everyone celebrates, well, for the most part, everyone celebrates some kind of holiday tradition or some kind of holiday, and we all do it a little bit differently, and ours are very different.
Yeah, which holiday do you want to start with?
Well, why don't we lead up to the big one and start with one that's slightly minor to, you know, ease into it a little bit.
Okay. So let's go like through the year.
I'm going to rely on you on that.
Okay.
Because if I don't have a calendar in front of me,
So I'm going to start with New Year's, and technically our kids have not participated in this with us, but I anticipate that they will.
Wait, what? I thought we're going in order.
We are.
New Year's is at the end of the year.
Yeah, but New Year's Day, which is the day that we have off work, is the first of the year. It's also a super minor one. Phone's not on silent.
Is it yours?
No, my phone's on silent.
Where's
it's
my
your phone? I don't know. Guys, Dave's ruining it. His phone's not on silent.
Where's my phone?
I don't know.
Hold on.
I don't keep track of your things. Yeah, it was 100% his phone. Don't edit this out. It was Dave's phone. Dave's phone went off. Before we begin every podcast, he tells me 37 times to make sure everything's on silent, and his phone went off.
I'm going to edit all that out.
Don't edit it out. I'll edit this one. I'm not going to edit.
You're not going to edit this one. Who are you kidding?
Okay, so New Year's. I know you think it's a hard one because it could start at the beginning or end of the year, but technically our kids don't participate in it yet, but I think they will.
Well, yeah, because their bedtime's at 7.
Yes. But I think it will be fun once they're a little older, even if we do it before midnight. Basically, since Dave and I have been together, we've always done New Year's where we basically just we make a bunch of finger foods like apps. Like frozen foods or like shrimp cocktail. And we make a bunch of like apps and hors d'oeuvres. We call it like hors d'oeuvres New Year's. And then we rent a movie. So I think we'll continue that with our kids.
Yeah, I think as they get older, you know, and we're talking a while older, I think that it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a family thing that we can all do together. The movie, it's kid friendly, just that it's the time.
And technically we can do it we can do it whenever we want. We don't have to do it at midnight. I can't remember the last time I actually stayed up till the ball drop.
We don't even have cable. Like, we can't even watch it.
We don't even watch it. So
we got Peacock now,
but
so we
that's
might be able to.
Our tradition on New Year's that I'd like the kids to join in as well.
Yeah, I think that'd be I actually forgot about that, to be honest, because I wasn't even thinking of that being a kid tradition, but
We can totally turn it into a kid tradition.
Yeah.
Our kids like food.
Emmy likes food.
Oh, Emmy likes food, and Owen just wants a snack all day. So like,
it's a meal that's all snacks. He'd love it.
It's his ideal.
Yeah, we could go to like the grocery
dinner.
store and like they could pick out stuff and.
Yeah, because that's what Dave and I typically do. Like we like go to the grocery store together and we pick out the hors d'oeuvres that we're gonna want.
Mm-hmm.
We typically have some like of the same ones each year, but then we like throw in some wild cards.
Yeah, we get like soft pretzels and.
Oh no, it was my phone that time.
That was your phone.
It was on silent.
That was your phone, and it's not on silent. It's 100% not on silent.
My phone. I really thought it was. All right. Where were we before we were so rudely interrupted by my phone?
New Year's.
So yeah, we just we usually have some sort of like shrimp cocktail or seafood.
Yeah, we do the soft pretzels.
Yeah, like jalapeno poppers sometimes.
Oh yeah, jalapeno poppers.
We usually get those.
I think one year we did loaded baked potatoes.
We did?
Not
or like the bites?
Like the Friday's version of it where they're like half potatoes with cheese.
That's called bagel bites, but they were like Friday's bagel bites.
No. It was like a little potato with like cheese and bacon.
Oh, like potato skins?
Well, isn't that just like a really big fry?
No, they're potato skins. We got Friday's potato skins in the freezer section. We'll look it up later.
Okay.
But that's what we got. We got potato skins. But you're right. They're kind of like a mini baked potato, but they're like thinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's technically not one we celebrate with our kids, but we will.
Yeah.
The next one I have for holidays is Easter.
Easter.
Do you know what it is?
The tradition?
Yeah. That I'm going to talk about?
Nope.
The bunny walk. So this is pulled from my side of the family.
Yeah, the bunny walk.
So every year, the night before Easter, it's something that I've done growing up. We walk around the neighborhood and we try to see a bunny, and that's the Easter bunny getting ready for Easter.
Mm-hmm.
And
most years we don't see a bunny.
Well, so we went through like probably like a 5 to 7 year stint where we did see a bunny every year. It was nuts. Like to the point where we were like, we saw another bunny. It's year 6. It's year 7. Like we saw a bunny for so many years in a row. But for the last couple of years, we haven't seen a bunny. But it's still fun as a family.
We actually have a ton of bunnies in our backyards. We just have to stop here.
I know, right? That's what we keep saying. The last 2 years, we've been like, we just need, because our house is not on the bunny walk. It's in our neighborhood because my mom and dad and my brother and his kids live in our neighborhood. But our house is not on the bunny walk. Mm-hmm. But we have like 3-4 bunnies who live in our backyard. Maybe more.
Probably multiplying as we talk.
On, the time of year. So we haven't seen a bunny in the last couple years, but it's just like a fun tradition. We all
saw a
get
really
together.
big bunny last year.
Yeah. So,
or the year before.
So not this past year, this past Easter in 2021, my mom dressed up as the Easter bunny, and Owen was a little scared. And then we took a family picture with her, and I've never heard Emily scream like that, but it was like sheer terror. It was the first time I heard her scream in sheer terror. So
I forgot about that.
Like out of nowhere, like she was totally cool. She was fine. She was just kind of staring at this bunny costume that my mom has. Maybe we'll throw a picture of it up on our Instagram. But she screamed like out of pure terror. I can't replicate it, but it was funny as a parent because I was like, oh gosh.
She was like startled by it.
Yeah.
But like terrified startled, like jump scare startled.
But like she had seen it.
But had been there.
Yeah, she had seen it and had been next to her Nana in a bunny costume for like 10 minutes before she screamed in terror. So it was pretty funny. Owen was pretty leery the whole time. But the year before that, we were on our bunny walk, and typically my dad doesn't come with us. But it was 2 years ago. We were on our bunny walk, and all of a sudden my dad's car pulls up, and he's wearing like the ridiculous bunny hat, or like the head of the bunny costume. It's not a hat. It's like a full headpiece.
It's a full mask with like see-through eyes.
Which was like super dangerous for him to drive in, but
he might have had a couple blind spots.
Yeah, like seriously. It's literally like he was dressed up as like a Disney character, like Mickey Mouse at Disney World. Like you probably only, like you have no peripheral vision, I assume. Like you can only see directly in front of you. And he was driving. Like so dangerous.
And it's become kind of a tradition now, having the bunny show up.
Yeah, the bunny.
In 2020, the bunny showed up and brought an Easter basket, remember?
The bunny showed up in our front yard. It was like a month, not even a month into quarantine, and the bunny showed up and gave some presents.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that everything the Easter bunny dropped off sat in the garage for 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah, because we were totally into like germ phobia mode, where we were like, we can't touch any of this. So like Owen opened it and then we put it in the garage, or like we opened it for him and then let it sit in the garage to like get rid of the COVID virus before he brought it inside.
Yeah, it was still really fresh. Like you wait 72 hours or whatever it was.
This was when everyone was like spraying down their groceries with some sort of chemical to clean them.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Easter, and I think we'll continue that. If you listened to a previous podcast of ours, you'll know that after this year's bunny walk, we ended up in the ER. So if you haven't listened to that one, go ahead and listen to it.
Yes, Easter bunnies and hospitals. I think that's what that was. I can't remember what episode that was. So the episode is episode 6, which is hospital visits and Easter bunnies. So if you haven't listened to that, check out episode 6 of our podcast. That's how our last Easter went. Yeah,
it was definitely interesting. Not exactly how we planned it, but one for the books.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was interesting.
But other stuff in the summer, you said?
I'm trying to think of, I mean, our summer holidays, Memorial Day, July 4th, Labor Day. I'm going to count Labor Day as a summer holiday. It's really just barbecues.
Barbecues at the pool.
Yeah.
And that might be a little bit now with my mom, moving closer and having that really nice deck and the hill and all the land there. We might have barbecues or something.
You know what?
Too.
I'm going to go to July 4th because I think we started a new tradition this year on July 4th.
Well, what's that?
So we may have mentioned this in the previous podcast. I think we have. So we live in the neighborhood that I grew up in. So my parents live here. My brother and his family also live in our neighborhood. And a little less than a year ago, Dave's mom moved into our neighborhood. Not only did she move into our neighborhood, she literally lives on our street. And some of you may be thinking, oh my gosh, what the heck is wrong with you guys? But to be honest, we find it completely awesome. And my mother-in-law, her backyard is this. It's like you're going to do a better job describing it than I am.
It's 0.75 of an acre. And it's all maintained, so it's grass all the way down with a couple trees at the bottom. It's a fairly steep hill going up to the house, and the front yard's fairly small, so most of it's in the backyard. But it has a deck that's as big as it's like bigger than the garage.
3 of our decks fit on that deck.
Yeah, and our decks are 18 by 20. I want to say. Our deck is?
Yeah, her deck is so big.
It's huge.
It's so big.
And it overlooks this almost like a gully kind of thing with a tree line at the bottom. But you can actually see the city skyline from the back of it. Even in the summertime, you can still see it.
Yeah, like during the day, a lot of times you can see it.
Oh, I know where you're going with this now.
Yes. So we watched the fireworks from
a couple different towns.
Yeah, from the deck. And she had a couple family friends over.
Mm-hmm.
And we all got together and like had some food, had some drinks, and then I can't remember what time it started, probably like 8 o'clock.
It was late.
It was late, but like fireworks started to go off in like neighboring towns and neighboring neighborhoods in our neighborhood. And I think the city fireworks didn't go off to like 10 or 10:15.
Yeah, they had like a drone show or something.
Yeah, so I think they're typically at 10, but they were at 10:15 this year. I may be wrong. But it was awesome to sit on the deck. It was so clear. We literally saw at least 5 to 6, if not 7, 8 different towns fireworks going off.
And we were super excited about Owen because this is the first time he's ever really seen fireworks, other than on the TV. And
well, he had seen them in Disney when we went, when he was like just over 1.
Yeah, but he doesn't remember that.
He doesn't remember, and they were like around the same time as his bedtime. So sometimes he saw him and sometimes he didn't. But this was like his first time. He couldn't remember Disney. So this was his first time.
And I think we watched him from either leaving or the hotel room at the hotel. We could see
we
it
weren't
from
in the park.
Hotel.
We were at our hotel watching them on the balcony.
Yeah, or we saw them in the background as we were leaving because, try to beat the crowds.
Yeah.
So we were excited for him to.
So he really liked the fireworks until someone set one off in our neighborhood.
Yeah. He kept saying, "No, like bang bang," and he actually ended up going inside at one point.
I went home to get us like light zip ups because it got a little buggy out. And when I came back, probably at like 10 to 10. So we had kept our 2-year-old up way past his bedtime just to see the fireworks on 4th of July from his Nene's new back deck. And like 10 minutes before it's about to start, he was like, "I don't like bang bang. I want to go inside." So I came back and Dave was inside with him, and I was like, "Guys, no way. We have to go out on the deck." So his cousins ended up showing up, and so he was able to
he went back out for a little
get
bit.
it together and go back out. But he still didn't like bang bang.
No, I don't know if we're going to be able to get him out next year, to be honest.
I don't know.
I think you'll watch it from inside.
Yeah, he did get.
But that was a really cool. I think that might be a new tradition.
That's
seeing the
definitely
fireworks.
A new tradition. Watching the fireworks from your mom's deck.
Yeah, it was. I don't know what I was expecting. I think I was expecting to see him closer. I don't know why. I know how far the city is away from where we live, but I was thinking they'd be a little bit closer. But there was a ton of them. I mean, it wasn't like going to a fireworks show. It certainly wasn't like that where they're like in your face and really loud and the smoke, but you could see them all and it was very pretty.
It was. And it was really cool to see like the neighboring towns and towns really far away. It was just cool to see like how many fireworks shows were going on. That was really cool.
Yeah, and it was calm. Everyone was calm. It wasn't super loud. Even though we could see them, a lot of them you couldn't even hear. You could just see them.
You could just see them, yeah. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I think that might be another
I think that's
tradition that we might have added. We'll see next year.
Tradition. All right, we don't have like a ton of fall traditions yet.
Family photos.
Family photos, we do. We typically get family photos done in the fall. I don't know if is anyone else like this. We get family photos done, and then we never hang them up in our house.
We have them in frames.
We have them in frames in our dining room, but they're not up on the walls.
I think we've had, 3 photo shoots? Not counting the ones like, before kids.
Yeah, so we've had...
like our engagement photos and stuff like that. We had one with the family.
Yeah, we had
baby.
one with Owen when he was 3 months. And then we had one with my side of the family. And then we had one when Emmy was 2 months.
We technically owe.
We owe your mom. We got her for Mother's Day 2 years ago. Like COVID Mother's Day. We got her like a family session for Dave's side of the family. And we have to make good on
this
that
Mother's
still.
Day, we got her a trail camera to watch the animals go
that
by.
we still have to make good on.
Sorry, Mom.
We're like 0 for 2 with Mother's Day gifts for your mom. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Whoops.
We'll make it up to you, we promise. Anyway, so yeah, typically in the fall we do some sort of family photos, and we get beautiful pictures, and then they sit on our laptops or our phones, and we never, or in frames that we never put up. Yeah. So that's a tradition in itself.
I think once we get our frames hung, we've been in this house now for what, 3 years?
4 in December.
4 years. So yeah, moving to December, that was awesome. Once we get our photos hung like where we want them to be, the frames, I think it'll be a lot easier, because right now our biggest problem isn't getting the pictures in or printing them. It's the fact that we don't know where we want our photos to go, and I think that's our biggest problem, which is more of a personal problem than anything.
Yeah, we like even bought we bought all these frames from, what is it, Bed Bath & Beyond? No, what's Michael's? Michael's. I don't know if everyone has Michael's, but we got these frames from Michael's. And I had totally planned out, like, okay, on our main wall in our family room, we're going to have this arrangement. Like there was 3 blue and 2 gray, and I planned out what photos were going to go on what, and then we never hung it up on the wall. So
we kind of think just need to grab some hammers and nails and just need to do it.
Up. Yeah. Move stuff around.
We had time to hang a dry erase board, but not our pictures.
Yeah. We have a dry erase board up in our family room, which was for Emily's schedule. So when the nanas watched her, they knew when to feed her, when she went down for a nap, when she got a bottle, when she got solids, and we it's a smaller one now, but previously with Owen we had a huge one that's still in the basement.
Yeah, it was like 3 feet by 4 feet, something crazy.
It was big.
Joke's on us. She has no schedule.
She just is always hungry, and no, her sleep schedule's
pretty solid. But other than that, she just
kind of rolls with the punches too.
Yeah, Owen was very regimented. We've talked about that before.
Yeah, Em's a little more go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we get to Christmas.
Christmas.
A lot of traditions, which I think for those who celebrate Christmas, you probably do pull a lot of traditions from your childhood into your current, whether you have kids or not, into your current Christmas traditions.
Yeah, I think anybody that celebrates the holidays around that time period have some kind of tradition, regardless of what they're celebrating, that they, kind of carry in. Because I think everyone more or less, receives presents, gets his family get together.
Yeah.
May or may not have eggnog,
We never had eggnog. That's a your side thing.
We didn't have it. I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, okay. Dave's like lactose intolerant, but he eats lactose all the time. He takes dairy pills. But if he ever tries to tell you that he hasn't had a cheeseburger in 5 years, he had one last week. It's a common thing I hear him say. A tradition in itself.
You trying to say I'm dramatic?
No, I'm the dramatic one.
I exaggerate.
You just exaggerate about when the last time you had dairy was, because it was for lunch today.
It was. I had mac and cheese.
You did. All right. So our Christmas traditions, like I said, we've pulled a couple things from both sides of our family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to start with my side of the family, and then we'll let you go with yours.
Because that starts first. So technically, on your side of the family, we celebrate Christmas Eve. And on my side, it's Christmas Day.
It's Christmas Day.
And then with our family, it's Christmas morning.
Yes. Which, it'll be interesting this year because your mom lives in our neighborhood now. So
it's going to be so easy.
And your brother lives 5 minutes away now.
It's going to be so easy.
I've lured everyone to just be within 5 minutes of us.
It's worked.
It has worked. So for Christmas Eve, a couple of the traditions that we've adopted into our 4-unit family now are Christmas treats down the stairs on well, this is technically Christmas morning. but I'm going to talk about it anyways. So when the kids wake up, we wake them up.
So you're describing our Christmas, our family Christmas right now.
Okay, so let me pause, and I won't do our family Christmas. I'll go back to Christmas Eve.
Do Christmas Eve, then we'll do it in order.
We'll do it in order.
We've been going in order from the beginning of this.
So Christmas Eve, we go over to my parents' house, and it's kind of like an off and on all day thing. Like my mom literally has hors d'oeuvres and stuff ready probably around 11 o'clock. So whenever anyone wants to come for hors d'oeuvres at 11 or 12 and have like lunch meat, they can. And then a lot of us go to church. At least in a pre-COVID world, we would go to church.
Yeah, now it would be
virtual. Or we would do virtual church. And then we all everybody groups back at their house after church in the early evening. And the biggest thing that we've continued on with my side of the family is what we call creepy Santa. Literally what we all call it.
Yeah.
So what creepy Santa is growing up, it was my grandpa, and now it's my mom. And throughout the day, we talk about Santa coming to deliver presents. And there's like bells that we ring throughout the day, and we're like strategic about it. And like certain people ring it when the kids aren't looking. And then we should probably put a disclaimer on here. Don't let your kids listen to this section.
Well, I think there's a thing on here not for kids.
Okay, cool. But like, so throughout dinner and like dessert, there's these sleigh bells that ring, and we're constantly telling the kids to look out the front window, look out the back window. Santa's like probably coming soon. And I remember as a kid this feeling like 6 hours worth of look out the window, when in reality it was like maybe 30 minutes, maybe. So we have the kids go back and forth between looking out the front window, the back window. And my mom dresses up as Santa it's literally like the plastic tablecloth that you get from probably the dollar store. And she turns it into like a Santa suit. And then the mask.
I never understood why that's never an actual suit.
I don't know.
Of all the years,
it's
I
part
feel
of the mystery.
It would just make sense to
just like invest in a Santa suit.
Well, I feel like it'd be easier to get on and off.
I don't know.
How hard can it be to like?
I don't know.
Put a tablecloth back on.
It's literally a plastic red tablecloth that she got from the Dollar Tree. I guarantee it. But she also has this mask that has got to be like 80 years old at this point, because my grandfather wore it. My mom has worn it. I'm not 100% sure, but like pre my grandpa, people may have worn it. But regardless, this mask is very old. And the best / creepiest part about it is like there used to be like pinprick eye holes for whoever was wearing the mask to see through, because it's literally like a hard.
I always assumed that it was like one of those plastic vacuum formed Santa faces that you hang on your door. I didn't think it was an actual mask.
Maybe it was, but yeah, it's not like a real mask that we would think of today. It's like hard plastic. Yeah, you're right. Like think of it as like something you would put as a decoration in your house or on your door.
If you have kids and you've ever seen them wear like a Batman mask, a Spider-Man mask, or a Chewbacca mask, it looks like that with Santa. But like with the eyes
80 years old. Yeah, so the eyes, they used to probably be like little holes for the mask wearer to see through, but like someone in my mom's family has like cut the eyes to be bigger. So it literally looks like something out of a horror movie. No joke.
It looks like something out of The Purge.
Yeah. Hence why we call it Creepy Santa.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the kids, the adults.
The kids are the ones that named it, right?
I'd have to check with my mom to see who named it, but for as long as I can remember, we've called it Creepy Santa. So like growing up, I think we called it Creepy Santa. And then like it's just a tradition we've passed on through the generations. So the cousins always called it Creepy Santa, and now our kids do. But Creepy Santa comes and gives us some presents on Christmas Eve, and it's always very interesting. And the kids are at, depending on their age, they're at varying degrees of
skepticism
/ fright / I don't want this person in our house. Or like some kids are totally into it. It just really depends on their age and like what their brain is able to comprehend.
It brings presents. That's all they really care about.
So Creepy Santa still brings presents.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we've continued that on, and you know, Creepy Santa is part of our family tradition now.
Mm-hmm.
So moving to our Christmas morning.
Mm-hmm.
This is, again, something that we've adopted from my side of the family. But growing up, there was always a line of candy or treats from our bedrooms. So it started as there was 3 kids growing up. So it started as 3 kind of rows of candy that merged into one going down the stairs from our bedrooms. And then down the stairs, there were treats. Typically, there were like tin foil wrapped chocolates. As we got older,
like Hershey Kisses.
Yeah, like not Hershey Kisses, but like Santa themed ones. So it was like Santa, like the Hershey's profile of a Santa. So no, not the Hershey's, but like they're like 2 inches long and like a rectangle.
Yeah, they're Santa Hershey's.
Oh, so Santa Hershey's.
They're like the Easter Bunny ones,
Hershey
but
Kisses.
They're Santa.
They're not Reese's, though.
No. Hershey's makes like the little Easter bunnies wrapped in foil.
Oh, okay, yes.
But it's a Santa one.
So like that, yeah. So it's like a Santa one. So I've done that even before kids when we were married. I think I did that for you.
Dating? I don't remember.
I don't remember if I did it when we were dating, but we definitely did it like our first married Christmas together. Definitely. I got you a bunch of treats to go down the stairs. And so I've continued that with our family. And you kind of like, the kids like ooch down the stairs on their butt, like grabbing. So for Emily and Owen, it'll be every other stair, they grab the chocolate. So like me growing up, it was every 3rd stair. I basically pulled up the rear because I was the youngest. So I just grabbed whatever was left. But it was like every 3rd stair, my brother would pick it up and then my sister would grab.
I didn't know that.
Like, so it was fair. And then Christmas morning, we haven't honestly, like we've only had 2 Christmases with kids.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't established like probably all of our
I know my dad used to make us wait.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would take a shower, brush his teeth.
I can't imagine you'd do that.
Oh, I would totally do that.
You would?
Yeah, because it'd be funny for the kids and for you.
I'll believe it when I see it. All it's gonna take is for Emmy or Owen to be like, "But Daddy, please." With me, I'll be like, "Please." He'll be like, "No, you must wait." Impatient one.
You're so impatient.
But the kids, they'll be like, "Please, Daddy." You'll be like, "Okay."
Probably.
We'll see what happens. But yeah, your dad always made you guys wait.
Yeah, we had to sit on the stairs.
Yeah.
We had to sit on the stairs and wait until he was ready. And he always took super long on purpose.
We'll report back this Christmas and see if Dave can make him wait. I don't think he can.
I'll just sleep in.
Please, I'm going to be up at it's 5 a.m. Let's get up. Let's make coffee.
You can do that. I'll be asleep.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. But then we come to Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we've adopted a lot of dad. This is where we've adopted a lot of Dave's side of things.
Yeah, so Christmas Day we go over to my mom's, and my brother's there, who may or may not be currently living with her, depending.
He's officially moved out.
He has officially moved out. He's moved all his stuff he uses on a daily basis out. Mm-hmm. But no, we go over there, and it used to be our family and my grandma, but she passed, and so now it's just my mom, my brother, and then us with the kids. And really, it's more about just kind of hanging out. I mean, we always have the breakfast casserole. Yep. Mom always tries to make you have an allergic reaction with some kind of nut thing.
Yeah, she always adds nuts somewhere. And I developed it's so weird. I developed a nut allergy in like my mid-20s. Like, who does that happen to? But the first year it was like a cinnamon roll with almonds or walnuts on it.
Yeah, I think it was like walnuts on it.
Yeah, and
it was like a sticky bun thing.
I can't have that. Mm-hmm. But
and then the second year, she did the casserole with
almond milk. For Dave, because Dave can't have dairy. Quote, like air quotes, can't have dairy. He has dairy literally every day. He just takes dairy pills. But because Dave, quote unquote, can't have dairy, she used almond milk. Mm-hmm. And she didn't say anything until I had literally devoured an entire piece of casserole.
And she's like, it's okay. It's just almond milk.
And your brother, who's a nurse, was like, how are you feeling? Like, let me know if you're starting to feel a tickle or like swelling. And I was like, I think I'm okay. Hopefully, because it was cooked, it's fine. And he was like, you're an idiot. But it was fine. It was fine.
And typically, we do gifts, and then we always eat really late.
But no, you have to go back to gifts because this is very different than I experienced gifts growing up.
How so?
For us, gifts was a free-for-all.
Oh, yeah.
It's very different with Dave's family.
So we do everyone opens a present one at a time, mm-hmm. and we go like round
we like
robin.
Go in a circle.
Yeah.
So it's like you go
so
in
it
a
all
circle.
feels even and it gets kind of
until you
out.
Get to the end, and then some people are done and some people are not.
Yeah, because like
not
some
everyone
people
has
got
the
like
same number of gifts.
Some people got really expensive things, so they didn't have as many boxes to open. So yeah, that does happen at the end. Usually it's Dan running out of presents because he got more expensive things.
Yeah, but it's been so I didn't grow up like that. It was like, here are your gifts. It's a free for all. Open them up. And so my first Christmas with your family, I was like, oh, this is very different. And it was very cool because like you actually see what every single thing everyone got. Mm-hmm. With kids, it's a little bit harder just because our kids take after me in the impatient realm. So
you're
they're
saying
like,
you have the patience of a toddler.
Or a toddler has the patience of me. Either one is correct. So that, like they do. I mean, Emmy was 4 months the last time there was Christmas, but Owen has he's gotten better. He wanted nothing to do with presents his first Christmas. Mm-mm. Like nothing. He just wanted to steal your brother's presents.
Mm-hmm. The ornaments.
And this year it was better.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see this year, but I think I like it because like I said, you actually get to see what everyone opens versus like just focusing on what you or like your spouse or your kids are getting, and then you don't really know what anyone else got.
Yeah, we've done that it's funny you mentioned that because to me that didn't really strike me as anything unique.
I think that's definitely like a very specific tradition.
We've done it forever.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're blind to it because you've done it forever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we do the round robin and then the rest of the time really just hang out and play with the stuff we got. I think one year, didn't we get like, was it a Switch? I think we got a Switch, yes. And we all played Switch.
Well, that's an interesting story because I was 9 months pregnant and you left to go get a TV so that way we could all play the Switch. And I was like, I was hungry all the time because I was 9 months pregnant, and it was like the holiday season.
Typically, food isn't always ready when we assume it's going to be ready with my family.
Well, yeah, I think there's like, we get into presents, or then like we don't eat right away.
Well, when you say when you're going to eat, that's when we start cooking.
Yeah, which is totally fine. But yeah.
When it takes an hour and a half to cook.
But when you're 9 months pregnant, and then I think we had opened presents, and then it was like break time.
Yeah.
Because typically there's like a break between, like, there's breakfast, there's awesome casserole, and then there's presents, and then there's a break, and we just hang out, and we kind of just chill. And then there's dinner. And I don't think I had eaten a ton for breakfast for whatever reason. I don't think it was the
really
almond.
Don't eat breakfast.
I'm not a huge breakfast person, so I didn't really eat breakfast. And then, like, everyone was kind of like in their chill time, and I got ravenous, like, because I was 9 months pregnant, and all of a sudden I was like, I need 1,000 pounds of food. And so I was like, Dave, you need to bring me back snacks, and you need to bring me back like a decaf coffee. And he was like, well, nothing's open on Christmas Day. And I was like, figure it out. And it felt like you were gone for a really long time, but you were gone for like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And you did find a gas station that had decaf coffee for me and some snacks. But your mom also had snacks in her house. I was just like in pregnancy mode and was like, there's not enough food in this pantry. There's plenty of food, but I just like panicked.
There's not enough food in this walk-in pantry.
Yeah, literally a walk-in pantry, but I panicked that there wasn't enough food, so I made him get more.
But that's pretty much Christmas on my side.
Yeah. So those are like our holiday traditions. We do have some traditions related to birthdays for the kids specifically.
We do. I completely forgot about You know me,
I was prepped, guys. Don't worry.
I don't. Birthdays. Meh.
Dave doesn't really love birthdays.
Not really.
You will now. You do now.
Well, now I celebrate my birthday because it's my daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
It's about to come up.
In like 3 days, it's their birthday. Yay. But we do a couple traditions for birthdays now. So we do like a cake in the shape of one of their favorite things. And it's something that my brother actually started with his kids. And I would go over to his house the night before his kid's birthday party and help him decorate this cake. And he actually started it before I would go over and help him. But then I wanted it to be something that we did with our kids. So for Owen's first birthday, it was the pigeon from all the pigeon.
Pigeon drives a bus.
Drives a bus. The pigeon wants a puppy. The duckling gets a cookie. So like if you know those books in that series, Owen loved those books. And so his first birthday party was literally like pigeon themed, and his cake was a pigeon from those books. For his second birthday, it was Bluey. Again, if you haven't seen the show Bluey, it's awesome, especially for parents.
Check it out.
Check it out. But it was Bluey for his second birthday, and so I'm continuing the tradition with Emmy, and it was harder with Emmy to pick what her favorite thing was because, and we'll probably talk about this in another podcast where we reflect back on Emmy's first year, but so many things I feel like not necessarily are forced upon her, but like because her brother liked it, she liked it, or because like her brother had this toy, she had this toy. So it was hard for me to be like, "What, Emmy? Like, what's like just yours?"
And maybe if they were like both boys or both girls, maybe it wouldn't have been so hard. But because he's a boy, we have all these toys that are not necessarily boy toys, but they're cars and trucks and generic baby toys. But that's all she plays with.
Yeah, and like even just like getting gifts for her first birthday, we were like, well, we already have that toy, so we don't need like a girl version of that toy or like
right
an
why
updated
need it
version.
pink?
Like we already have that,
It doesn't
right?
matter.
Like it's blue, it doesn't matter. It's green, it doesn't matter. So, it was hard for me to pick it out, but sneak peek, or it's not sneak peek, I guess, but like sneak listen. It's gonna be an avocado cake because it's gonna be a cake shaped like an avocado.
Thank you.
It's not an avocado cake. It's not going to be made with avocado. It's going to be like regular cake batter you get from a box.
Dyed green in the shape of an avocado.
I'm not going to dye the cake batter green.
So it's going to be a white cake in the shape of an avocado?
The frosting will be green, not the cake itself.
What'd I say?
You made it seem like the cake batter would be green.
No, dye
the frosting. The frosting will be green, and it's going to look like an avocado because she loves avocado.
Mm-hmm.
Like, loves it. Like, even from a young age, would, like, smash it all over her face.
Mm-hmm. It's gross.
Yeah. So, and she still likes avocado, and that's going to be what her cake shape is. So that's, like, a tradition we'll continue on.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you'll get more elaborate. We'll start doing, like, 3D versions of it.
There you go. We'll end up on, like, a reality baking show.
Like, nailed it?
Probably nailed it because I'm not that good at cooking or baking.
It'd be like duck cake and Bluey.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing, which I'll let Dave dive into more, is for the first birthday, doing like the Korean ceremony.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is specifically Korean or if it's what, but I know it is Korean, and my brother and I are adopted in Korean, so we both did it. We did it with Owen. We'll do it with Emily. Mm-hmm. And what it is there's like I don't know if you call it a ceremonial gown, so to speak, but it's like an outfit.
It's like a traditional Korean outfit.
Right? It's something like that.
Okay.
It's handmade, very nice. My dad picked it up when he was in Korea in business, and I think we actually have two, because one of them, the one that we've been using, it was the one that was Dan's, and there's a bigger one.
No, I thought for me. No. The one we've been using is yours.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure the one we've been using is yours, and your mom has your brother's.
A smaller one?
They both would be on your first birthday. So they'd be similar sizes. But
I had one
ones.
when I was older, though.
But maybe that was for something else.
Maybe. I don't know. Anyways.
I'm pretty sure the one that Owen wore and that Emily will wear, you wore when you were one.
Maybe.
I would bet $50 on it.
It's your money, too, so sure.
Great. We'll let you know who won.
So, basically, you have an outfit. It's very fancy and hard to move in. It's got this cute little hat. And you lay all these objects in front of the kid, and they, they're supposed to represent certain aspects. So you might put like a stethoscope or a car keys or money or just other stuff like that, and whatever they crawl to is supposed to be their good fortune or what they're going to be or enjoy or whatever it might be. And I can't remember specifically what Owen's was, but I feel like I remember it.
I can't remember specifically either. I know we videotaped it. I want to say it was a car.
I want to say it was a car too.
Yeah, he crawled to a car.
And I can't remember any of the other things either, but like when we were kids, it was like an arrow, a dollar. Honestly, those are the only two that I can actually think of.
Yeah, I think we had a bunch, but we had like a car, like a toy car, mm-hmm. a stethoscope, mm-hmm.
Money.
Mm-hmm. We had like at least 5 things.
I think there was like a tool.
There was a tool, like mm-hmm. a hammer, or like a screwdriver or something. And we had one other thing that I can't remember. We do have a video somewhere. I honestly don't know where it is. But we do have it.
It might be on YouTube, to be honest.
Might.
The YouTube channel. Anyways, so basically lay it all out there, and whatever the kid crawls to, it's kind of their thing. So I actually forgot about that We actually have that somewhere upstairs, I want to say.
It's in our bedroom.
Okay.
It's been sitting on our dresser since Owen wore it when he was 1.
It's probably dusty. So we'll see what Emily chooses. But yeah, I actually forgot about that.
Yeah. I think it's
It's one of those traditions that only comes around every few years.
I mean, you can only do it when they're 1, I guess.
Right. And it'll be the last time we do it.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you wore it. We'll have to double check with your mom.
We'll check with Mom.
Then you owe me $50.
Great. High stakes.
High stakes. So I have like one more family tradition, and then it's things that like I want our family to start.
Okay.
So basically the last tradition is like a family trip each year. So every year, and we've kind of gone back and forth between like a family trip with my side, a family trip with your side.
I don't know if that was like intentional, it's just kind of the way it worked out.
Yeah, but I like it. So and so this was before kids. So like our first family trip was with my side of the family a couple months. It was like 5-6 months after we got married. We did like a family trip to Disney on my side of the family.
Mm-hmm. And
then the year after that, and we had Owen in between then, we did a family trip with your side of the family and all of your like extended cousins.
Mm-hmm. Which is the way we normally do it too.
Yeah, which was awesome. It was like on my side, we've never done like family vacations with our cousins. So it was really great. But we went to Gatlinburg, which I know we've talked about several times on this podcast. And then we went back to Disney with my side of the family with Owen when he was just over 1. And then this year, in a couple weeks, we're going to Oak Island, North Carolina, with Dave's side of the family. It's not all the extended family. It's just immediate family, so his mom and brother, but we're very excited.
Yes, we are very excited about that, other than the worrisome part of actually getting down there in an 11-hour drive with 2 kids.
It's 12 hours and like 15 minutes. I've been Googling.
If we don't stop.
If we don't stop. So like with kids, like 15, 16 hours. But we'll tell you guys all about how that went in a later podcast once we get back. But I want to continue to do like a family trip each year because I think it's just a good way for us to stay connected to our families and have our kids hang with their cousins, our extended family on your ends. Like, I don't know, they're cousins, but they're like second cousins or something, like all the kids.
I think they
because it's like
second
your
cousins'
kids.
Yeah,
basically cousins. It doesn't really matter.
They basically think of them all. We were raised as all just being cousins. So
yeah,
they're going to look at it as just cousins.
Yeah, so
we don't ever go past cousin for explanation.
Yeah, I'm very excited to continue that on each year
because they're all around the same age.
Yeah, they're all like relatively around the same age, which is really cool. So that's something that we've been doing the last 4 years, really, and I want to make sure we continue on.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some traditions that maybe you would want to start with our family?
Family bike rides.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really big thing before kids.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, even before you, I was really into riding my bike. We live near the Erie Canal, so biking is a really easy thing to do. They're not all paved. Most of it's gravel, but it's still really fun. And we just got 2 new bikes.
Yeah, they're not here yet. They're delayed in shipping, but we got e-bikes.
Mm-hmm. We got two rad runners with the Thule kid seats on the back. So it'll be long distance and minimal effort.
Yeah, so Dave and I talked to him. We really want to start like biking for brunch on either Saturdays or Sundays.
Mm-hmm. Which we used to do.
Yeah, we used to do all the
just
time.
A couple.
Just you and I.
Mm-hmm.
We would bike to get brunch, bike home, and it was good exercise, and it was just really fun to get out in the fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
And we're really fortunate to have the Erie Canal paths right near us. So that's something that just biking in general, riding our bikes in general as a family, but then also like biking to brunch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with the e-bikes, we might be able to get a little bit further or, extend our options for where we eat.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Preferably with an outdoor eating area.
Yeah, we hope they get here soon. We were supposed to have them by now, but, with COVID and things, sometimes there's delays. So we're hoping early September we get them. And then we can tell you guys all about
fall bike rides are really nice,
how
too.
It's going. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be, I think we'll get a lot of fall bike rides in for sure.
In the fall than the 80-degree weather in the summer.
Oh my gosh, we went on a walk today and it was 88 degrees outside and humid. And I was like sweating from my knees. Like my knees were dripping down my leg, down my shins. It's a real problem. And if you have this, you understand that it's a real problem. Yeah, so biking, the final thing I had was just finding a vacation spot that's ours.
Yeah.
So, like, your vacation spot with your family growing up was Oak Island in North Carolina. Mine was with my family, was either the Adirondacks or Disney World. It was kind of like every other year we went to the Adirondacks or Disney World. So, and our family spot very well might be one of those spots, but I just vividly remember, like, growing up being like, oh, this is our vacation spot.
Can we make it Bermuda?
Sure. That was our honeymoon spot. And we really like Bermuda. And we don't have to fly through the Bermuda Triangle to get there from where we live. So
no, just on the tip.
Yeah, we'll see. But I want us to create a family vacation spot where either we go every year, every other year, or every couple years. But like I want our kids to think of it as our like, oh yeah, our family vacations in X, Y, and Z. And it doesn't have to be like a crazy fancy resort. It's just a place that we go to every year that our kids, like I said, will think of as their family vacation spot.
Yeah, I like that idea. I can't imagine where it's going to be, and it'll kind of depend on what the kids are into, but
yeah,
hopefully a destination.
Yeah. We just got, especially with like the last year and a half, like I am ready to get
out of the house,
go to a different place that's not our house. Anywhere that's not we've been out, obviously, outside of our house, but we've spent a lot of time in our house, in our yard, in our neighborhood in this last year. So we are very excited for our upcoming vacation to North Carolina.
Anything else?
No, that's really all I can think of for family traditions. Oh, wait, I missed one. You missed one? I did miss one.
What'd you miss?
So it's kind of small, but probably like every 2 weeks, we do a family picnic in our family room. And it seems like a really small tradition right now, but I really love them.
Oh, yeah. I guess we do that. That is kind of a tradition.
So, yeah, it's like I said, it's a small thing, but it's just...
No, I love our picnics.
That's like
indoor
very
picnics.
Unique to like our family. Like we didn't get this from either one of our families growing up. This is just something that like...
Something we started.
Totally we started on our own with our family, and we really like indoor picnics.
And it makes cleanup so easy.
Yeah, you literally bring the blanket outside and like shake it out. It's awesome. But that's always fun.
I do. I enjoy that. I did not think of that as a tradition, but it really is. I mean, it's something we do actually more frequently than most things.
Yeah. Like it's probably the one thing that we do with like a regular frequency is our indoor family picnics.
Thanks for listening to the Spillproof podcast. As always, reach out to us at spillproofpodcast@gmail.com.
We'd love to hear from you all, and we can't wait to talk with you next time.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.